Welcome back to Real Community Talks, where we meet with micro-level influencers doing macro-level things. I'm your host, Matt DeSilva, and on today's episode, we have the incubator of dreams himself, the man me and John were talking about in episode 1, my boy, Sheldon Halstead. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Sheldon Halstead.
Sheldon Halstead, the founder and owner of the popular Fly By Design. Sheldon, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
So for those two-ways people who don't know who you are, and I don't know why they wouldn't, the two-ways people, he is the founder and owner of one of the GTA's most popular custom clothing, graphic design, and clothing line companies, Fly By Design. If you haven't copped gear, you're a waste. He's done a lot of volunteering in the community of Malton, such as volunteering with the Malton Mavericks basketball team as probably like a coach, right? You did
I did coaching and then helped with some tournaments and stuff. Yeah, I even got like my coaching certificate too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. And among many other things, he is an entrepreneur, a proud father, a graphic designer, a clothing line designer, a creator, insert whatever else there is about you, but he's just an all-around dope guy. So with that, why don't we segue into, for those two-ways people who don't know you, what's your origin story? So who is Sheldon Halstead and where are you from?
Well, I'm from Malton. I started doing custom clothing maybe about like 8 years ago. Before that, I went to Morningstar Middle School. That's also in Malton. I used to make these custom T-shirts with fabric paint instead of like airbrush because I couldn't afford that machine, right? So people were like, "Yo, can you do this on a shirt? Can you do this on a shirt?" So I would do these shirts and charge like $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then from then I was like, yo, I gotta start doing this. And I start learning more about like vinyl cutting, screen printing, stuff like that. And then I came here. So
yeah, you were born in Malton or?
No. I came to Malton maybe grade 7.
Okay.
But before that, I grew up in Mississauga.
Okay.
I went to a school called, what was it called again? Glenhaven.
Okay. Nah, that's cool.
I went to a school called Glenhaven, and before that it was, I forget the name, but anyways, it was by Blorin Dixie area.
Yeah.
I was from there, but I was a completely different person back then, and then Malton like shaped me, I guess, to the person I am today.
Yeah.
Anybody always asks me like, where you from? I'll never say like Mississauga. It's always like Malton.
You claim Malton.
Yeah.
So it was a stark difference coming in from that community then, right?
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like even those times, like it was different. Malton kind of like, I don't want to say it made me hard or whatever, but like I was there in Mississauga, and like I would get bullied and stuff like that, and then came here and it kind of toughed me up a bit, I would say, but I would say I was kind of soft back then, but you know, it's Malton thing
for sure. So let's talk Fly By Design origin story. So you were talking about like the paint. I think you were like the
fabric paint. Yeah.
So from that till then, like what was the timeline for where you are today?
From the fabric paint, let's just say I started that maybe as soon as when I came to Malton, let's say grade 8.
Yeah.
People were getting stuff from me. And then when I got to grade 9, grade 10, 11, I started researching about custom clothing. I never really had the machines to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was still doing fabric paint stuff, but I also got into like selling fitted caps. So like I found this site on China, in China, and like I would get like fitted caps for like $7 or something like that.
Order
and
them in bulk.
Yeah, exactly. So I take pre-orders. Like I have a sheet with a clipboard, and I go around to people like, "Yo, you need fitted caps?" Like, and I'll show them pictures. Yeah, pretty much. And at that time, like that's what I was selling. That I got clothes, and I was selling clothes too, like just like Roca Wear stuff, like old stuff, like Sean John, stuff like that. And that was high school. And then after high school, I went to college. I went to college at George Brown College, and I was taking child and youth work. And at that time, I still was selling stuff, but this is the era of like snapbacks and stuff like that. So I was getting vintage snapbacks, selling it for like $30-$40. Like I'd make these YouTube videos and whatnot and sell them. And then that's when I guess I started getting the machines and the vinyl cutters and stuff, putting in my basement. And started printing as well as selling the stuff. And gradually with printing T-shirts and stuff, you have to have some sort of background in graphic design. So I already had that too. I kind of skipped that, but I kind of had that background, and from working with the T-shirts and stuff, it just, I guess, how do I say it? Like, it made me better in graphic design, you know. And I started researching stuff. Like, say a client would come to me like, "Yo, can you do this?" I'll never say no. Like I always be like, "Yeah, I can do it," and I always know there's a way. So I'll get the payment, whatever, and then I'll look online like, oh, how to do this.
Yeah.
And then make sure I get it done. And that just add that to my portfolio. Like, okay, I can do this now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I respect about that is, and one thing that I try to communicate to youth is, like I was talking about it in I think the episode that's coming out tomorrow is, you know, I want youth to pursue the non-traditional fields, like something that might be more risky, but something you love doing. So you see all these kids wanting to go to school to become a lawyer or get into, you know, get their MBA, whatever. But it's like, okay, be a rapper, be a clothing designer, but you also have to learn the marketing. You got to learn, like there's probably some graphic designers that are not really artsy. They're just putting like maybe stuff that's already online together, right?
Yeah.
So like you're an artist, you're a marketer. You talked about the YouTube, like, so you're a salesman, like from a young age, right? So I think that all kind of meshed together in terms of like your business really setting off, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're right.
So did you have to like, so obviously like you knew the art side and stuff like that, but you said you had to research. So you learn like Illustrator and Photoshop?
Yeah. People ask me all the time, like, I didn't go to school for it at all. It's okay. I didn't go to school for it at all or whatever, but sorry, give me a second. Oh boy, it's the big man.
What's up, Elijah? Shout out to Elijah.
Sorry, what was the question again?
So you taught yourself Photoshop?
Oh yeah. People ask me all the time, like, did you go to school for it? Like, I didn't do any of that, to be honest. Like, all I did was YouTube. I read books. When I was in George Brown, I did get introduced to some graphic designers, and they gave me pointers and stuff like that. So pretty much like I just practiced and learned how to do certain things, and I just got privy to it. Even to this day, like, I'm like, you have to do certain stuff on Illustrator. You got to be like, go to object, go to file, go to this, do that. And I totally, like, in my mind, like, how the hell do I remember how to do this stuff? It's crazy. And I can't remember like what I ate yesterday for breakfast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like you were talking a bit about like going through the child and youth work program. And I remember on one of the other interviews you did recently, you were talking about the reason why you got into that program. So explain that for these young kids who are just going in it without intention.
Yeah. Well, after college, like I kind of was like having mixed feelings about what I wanted to do. Like, I applied for fashion management. I applied for business management, and I also applied for the child and youth work. And at the time, like, I did want to work with kids, and like I love kids. You know what I mean? Like, I react well with them. So 50% was, and I'm gonna keep 100% honest. Like 50% was like, yeah, I had the passion for it. The other 50% was like my ex-girlfriend. she was in it for that too. So I was like, I want to be close to her or whatever. Like, but I went in and I have no regrets. Like, I love the experience. I love meeting the people. The networking was crazy. Like, I still have clients from school. Like, I just did a shirt for like a guy I went to school with there too. His name's Clem. I did 2 shirts for him and his boy. So that was pretty dope too. Nice. But yeah,
because the reason I asked that is everyone thinks like I'm an education hater, and I'm done my master's now, done 7 years of post-secondary, and I'm coming to the realization thousands of dollars later, I'm like, I'm not, like, the networking for me was dope. Like, I made some contacts that are going to be lasting forever, right? But I'm like, I wrote essays, but I didn't actually learn the practical side of what I wanted to do, right? So knowing that, and you said you dropped out in your second of 3 years in the program. Do you think that like you have to pursue post-secondary to make your dream happen, or?
I definitely don't think that. Like, as I said, some people have told me I have the skills of a graphic designer that's been in school for like 5-6 years maybe, and I never went to school at all for that. It's just researching. I feel like you can research, but the stuff like being a doctor or things like that, like, obviously you gotta go to school for that. Just get a certification. You're like messing with people's lives. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tattoo artists even that have, like, are very successful right now. Like my boy Dexter, like he's a sick artist, bro, and he didn't go to school for tattooing or art or anything like that, and he's doing pretty well for himself right now. So no, I don't feel like you have to go to school post-secondary. Sorry, I do feel like you do need high school for sure. To have that high school paper, and not in all cases, but that's just my philosophy. Like, I feel like you at least just have your high school diploma. And then whatever you want to do after that.
So something we were talking a bit about before we got on the show is developing like a strong local base. So obviously your stuff was dope. You know, you had a lot of people rating you then, but like, how important was developing that Malton base to your company's success today?
the most important. I even feel like that now. Like I don't. You probably know. Like I went from Malton to Kensington Market to 5 and 10 Mississauga, and then back to Malton.
Yeah.
And I feel like you got to make an impact where you're from first before you do anything else. And yes, I did. I feel like I was successful in both Kensington Market and Mississauga.
Yeah.
But now that I'm back again, it's like I'm building this new thing, this new rapport with even different people. And I find people that I never really saw in a while. They start coming around or whatever. Because I get it. Like some people can't. They don't go out. They go out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go to Kensington Market. They don't go to 5 and 10 Mississauga. They're usually just in this area or Brampton or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I like the fact that you're here and people around you. Like for example, I opened up a shop December 15th and I paid first and last maybe like November 20 something. So November 15th or before. And I was supposed to open up December 1st, but things got pushed back. Like I had to buy this, I had to do that. Like I was still working somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So I ended up opening on the 15th of December. And I'm like, shoot, like I spent this much money to open up this stuff. And now like I'm kind of broke. Like I don't have money. Like I need this month to make all this money, but I only have 15 days. So that first day, that first grand opening day, the amount of people, I didn't even sleep the day before. Wow. I was there at the shop. Even Chris was helping me out. Yeah. A couple of my friends were helping me out there. And I pretty much didn't sleep, set it up. Mm-hmm. I opened up at 12 o'clock. The amount of people that came, I was like shocked. Like I knew I had support and I knew I had a support system. I knew people like messed with me on that level. But the amount of people that came, like I couldn't believe it. Like people were coming in. Like I'll never forget this. Like my boy Curtis, he came in the shop and he just gave me $20 and I was like, yeah, like what do you want? He's like, yo, I rate this. Like, yo, you're doing it from Malton. Like, hold this. Yeah. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy. And that first day, that grand opening, I made like $2,000.
Jeez.
Plus, and like I was making jokes. I was like, yo, like I need to have these days every single day. Like I'd be like so happy. Yeah. Imagine that every day. Yeah. But yeah, I like it. I love the love in Malton, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because one of the reasons I asked that is because I know that when I was looking at like when Westwood Mall made the change to Westwood Square, and I was looking at like space prices, I'm like, geez. Yeah. So I'm like how hard of a decision was that? Like when you were like, you know what, I'm gonna go all in. What was going through your mind then?
Yo, to be honest, man, from when I was in like, let's just say beginning of high school, I was always in my head. I was like, I'm gonna get a store in Westwood Mall. I was gonna get a store, but as I grew older and I started seeing like how I kind of lost faith in it at some point. To be honest with you, like I was like, nobody's coming here anymore. Like da da da. And then the mall started getting renovated, and I was in Kensington Market and Mississauga. And then when I saw a place for, I think I went on Kijiji, and I was looking. To be honest, Malton wasn't even my first choice. Wow. To move back here, yeah. And then I just thought in my head, like I looked in Brampton, and I saw some places. I even went to go have an interview and whatever. And then I was like, yo, this is meant to be, because I came to Malton, I see two places. One of the place was the one I'm at now, and another place was, I believe, around the corner. Okay. One was more pricey than the other. Yeah. But the one that I chose now, like I was just like, yo, this is what I want. Like I feel it, you know? And usually when I get that gut feeling or like I feel it in my heart, like I just go ahead and I make sure I get it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a dope spot too, because I mean, when Ecstasy and Cebu Play left, we had no like dope clothing stores in there, right? So you're literally carrying on like the foundation of what was there, but making it better. Like one of the things I like is like even your design of your store, like you have like milk crates and the shoes are on there. Like you have art on the wall. Like it looks so dope, right? Yeah. So one of my favorite designs you've done is the Toronto and Mississauga transit bus transformers, right? Like I think you probably sold out those quick. Right?
Yeah, definitely, right away.
But like for pieces like that, where does your inspiration come? Like, is it something on like you just draw it, or is there like a process? How does that go for you?
There's definitely like, to be honest, all my designs that I actually do, like the original ones, they just come to me, man. Like I'll just be somewhere, and an idea would just come. Like, but that one I've been sitting on for like maybe 3 years.
Oh wow.
My whole plan was to do a whole set of like buses. Like I wanted to do Go Transit. I actually want to do an Air Canada, like all that stuff. So I did those two. I think I did the Malton one first, of course, and then I did Toronto one. And the Malton one, actually, I was like, yo, I'm in Malton. Like, I'm getting all this love. Like, I got to do something for Malton, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, it's kind of far-fetched, but, like, I always want to make a big, like, model of that, if you know what I mean. Like, a big action figure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just have it, like, either in the shop or, like, outside of Malton, like, somewhere. Because everybody always comes in there. Even if they're not from Malton, they're like, yo, that's sick. Like, and some of the kids like, is that Optimus Prime? I'm like, no, it's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, my inspiration comes from everywhere, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get these little standstills where like nothing comes, bro. And it's the most like depressing part because like I can create. I know I can create, but the juice isn't just flowing. And sometimes even right now, like I'm kind of in that spot. I'm kind of get back to it. Like I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at your questions yesterday and legit, I don't know how long it took me to do them. It's maybe an hour and a half because like I was reading them. I'm like, yo, where do you see yourself? Stuff like that. And it kind of motivated me too. Even doing this interview or whatever. So I'm getting back into it slowly.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, I like just on that design, like even the detail, like even how you put like the city of Toronto, like buildings, like that was crazy.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Like,
thank you.
I didn't cop one. I got a cop one. I don't know if you're still gonna sell more. You can make on.
I can make. To be honest, I'm waiting for fall to come back, but like I definitely want to re-release because people. Like, I remember this one guy came in. He's like, yo, I need 9 of these for me and my friends. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then just a response like, yo, I need this. And I didn't stock enough. So when I was done, people just kept on asking me for it, and I didn't have it.
Yeah.
And
like the Malton map one, that sold out quick too, right?
Yeah. That was the Malton map. Is that the
or
one
like
with
the one with like the pin? The
pin, yeah. Me and Chris were actually the ones who came up with that a day before.
Wow.
A day before the opening.
Everyone wearing that at the
Yeah. So he helped me out with that one, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta drop this." And then I made up the font, and he added the little touch with the marker or whatever, and that was dope.
That was dope. So something that you say that resonates with me, especially getting onto the more entrepreneur side of my photography, and even looking into how I can profit from this podcast, is that you talk about you're big on no discounts. And I see that always as a message you communicate, right? And I agree with that because sometimes the closest people to you feel like they're entitled to that. And it's like they beg for that, right? So like, how do you push past feeling sorry and start charging what your product's worth?
To be honest, for the longest time, I was just like, people, like even from the basement, people would come in and like I would charge like $15, $20. Like, yo, you can't give it for 10, like all the time. You can't give it $5, like especially all this stuff. In Malton, man. Yeah, and I wasn't paying no bills, and I didn't have a kid at the time, so I was like, yeah, man, don't worry, like da 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 da. And at the time, I wasn't keeping track of my finances and whatnot, so like I didn't really take it in. But realizing now, like all that money, like $5, $10 each person, I could have been like in a different predicament. Even now, I got 2 rents. I got bills to pay. I have a kid. You know what I mean? So I'm not really. I don't know. I just can't. Money. You have to. And in my head, I'm like, people come, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I appreciate business and customers, but it gets to a point where people, I even give them a discount, like off the strength of just me just giving a discount, not even them asking. And I tell them like, yeah, you know what? Here, I'll take off $3 off your shirt, off your bulk order. Yeah. And they're still like, oh, can you give it to me for this price? And I'm just like, come on, man. You're like, you're killing me now. And like, when you go to H&M or like Foot Locker and whatnot, you don't ask for discounts.
Yeah, because they don't know, like, you got to buy from, like, I don't know how your setup is, but you got to buy from a distributor most of the time. Definitely. Then you got to, like, pay for the vinyl and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, there's all those factors cost in. There's also, like, how dope the concept is. Because if it's, like, the Transformer versus just, like, a little custom one for someone, the prices differ.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But people don't really factor that in, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And I just want people to respect crafts like that more. And, like I remember so I'm actually wearing the one he did for my quotes page. I did Fade Through It All back when it was up and running. And, like, I'm not saying this to like whatever big myself up, but like I gave him more than he asked for it because I support local movements. I don't just buy it. I could have went to anywhere. I could have went on like Teespring and got it done.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was important to do it through you because I want to support people who are like taking that risk and just doing dope stuff beyond, like I said, the normal fields. Right?
Yeah.
So like I pay, like even John is like, we were doing the giveaway and he's like, nah, I got you. I'm like, no, you're a professional and you're a creative. I want to pay you. I don't want this for free. Yeah. Because you're my friend, but business is business. And I say this with people all the time. Like, you could be my family, but some things are just business. And that's how it goes. Like, you get paid at your job. Yeah. You're not going to come in for an 8-hour shift for free, right?
Yeah,
you put in work, you're expecting some return on it, right?
And people don't see that, especially people have these blurred lines between like personal and business.
Yeah.
I definitely know how to separate the two. And some people don't take it the right way, but you know what I mean? It's, as I said, you don't go to these other places, these I guess more established, more franchise businesses, and yo, can I get a discount?
Exactly.
Like when you go to No Frills, you're like, can I get a discount? No, you're not doing that. But people like take advantage or try to take advantage of small businesses. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I'm getting more firm with it now. Don't get me wrong, like people that I know, they get discounts. Like people I know, I'll give them maybe like $5 off. Sometimes I won't. You know what I mean?
That's on a, like a you basis.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's like off of me. Like, but if you're asking me, I even made I don't know if you've been there that recent, but I made like this dope chalkboard. Like my friend Mike, he bought me a chalkboard, and I printed vinyl on it. It was just like prices and stuff like that. And the bottom's like, yo, we have mouths to feed. Don't come in here asking for a discount or whatever like that. And I don't spell discount like regular, because I spell it DISS. COUNTS. It's like no dis. You know what I mean? So no discounts.
Yeah. But you know, at the end, not that like, I mean, clothes is like a basic. It's one of like the basic necessities. But it's like, if you're going to a custom clothes shop, like you shouldn't even be expecting to get like you're going there with the intention of, it's like, this is a craft. This is someone's specialty stuff. So at the end of the day, you don't need this. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that people don't want to have dope stuff, but it's like, don't go like, oh, I gotta, like, if someone comes to you like, I need a discount because I gotta feed my kids. Well, why are you buying shirts, right? So, so at the end of the day, like, you're coming here because you're buying a specialty product, so you gotta chill, right? So.
Even like I don't know if you heard of T-shirt Time. They do custom t-shirt too. They're actually a franchise company. Yeah. And people come to me all the time, like, not to discredit T-shirt Time, like they get their money or whatever, but people are like, yo, how much for a hoodie? And I'm just like, oh, it's $35 with a shirt, with the hoodie and the print. Yeah. Like, what? Oh, T-shirt Time charging like $45, $50. And like people that go there, like they don't even ask them for discounts, and they're still charging them more. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're a franchise, so they're not gonna try that stuff. But,
yeah, for sure.
You know,
for sure. So, like I said, I'm someone who's moving into the next phase of like my professional life, looking to do more with my photography, getting a few gigs here and there, right? Yeah. Talk about some of the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur, because, you know, coming from somewhere where I'm getting a consistent paycheck every day, I'll look at that and I'll be like, all right, being an entrepreneur, you got to kind of give up that consistent paycheck, but then it's like you could be your own boss. So how's that for you?
I would say some pros are the satisfaction of doing things for yourself, opposed to like getting told to do something. Like that feeling's like probably one of the best feelings I ever felt before. Some more pros are, well, it's that, I think that's like the main pro, you know, like doing stuff for yourself. Some cons are like, you got to be prepared to like not make money sometimes. You know what I mean? Like some people, they see the shop and they're like, yo, you're doing well for like, and make jokes like, oh, you're rich, like stuff like that. Like, it's not like that, man. Like, it's hard, bro. It's super hard. And don't get me wrong, some days or some months even are like great. And other days it's like, damn, like, do I really want to do this right now? But I always want to push through, and I always think like, yo, I got someone that depends on me now. You know what I mean? So I got to keep on pushing through. But yeah, pretty much.
So how's that like that work-life balance, having, you know, with your son now, doing your own business? How do you manage that?
It's it was kind of easier before, because like usually I would me and his mom, we're not together, so like I would take him usually on weekends, Friday to like Sunday or Friday to Monday or whatever. Now I just gotta like I've always wanted to see him as much as I could. But now it's just like, yo, I want to see him more. You know what I mean? So I got my boy Biggs working at the shop. So there'd be times where I just have him working there, and I'll, like, even for today, like I have Elijah for the day. And on Monday, usually I don't. You know what I mean? So it gets a little hectic. Like sometimes I have to bring him to the shop if Biggs needs help, or like even if Biggs is not there and I gotta go. So as of recently, I just started bringing like his playpen and putting him in there. So I can work. And because like, as you've seen, he sits on my lap, he's like, it's all squirmy and stuff like that. So that's kind of hard when I got customers and I'm trying to use the cutter. But it's crazy. That kid's so smart. Like the other days he's at the shop and he likes messing with the cutter. Like there's arrows on it to move the stuff. It's like he picked up a piece of vinyl and like tried to put it in the machine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, holy crow.
See, I rate that because he's learning from you. And even at a young age, he's seeing you in your element. Right? And sometimes, you know, sometimes we want quantity time. But you're giving him quality time because you're showing him you at your best.
Yeah,
right? So,
exactly.
So something that me and John actually talked about today, I was talking to him, I'm like, yo, give me something I should ask him. And he was saying that one thing that he really respects about you is, you know, obviously we talked about the no discount thing, but like how you actually have shown people how to do graphic design and stuff like that on like a free basis. Like you should be like, and you've said to like John, like he's like, this person's going to give it to you for cheaper. So like, why do you do that? Like,
I'm not really greedy. Like there's so much money to like make. I'm not worried about like me showing somebody, to do this, and I'm worried about like, oh, I'm not gonna get business from them again. There's always business. I won't lie to you, like I don't do that for every single person. I only do that to people I honestly feel genuine about it. Like John, for example, like for sure I'm gonna show him. But people come in there and I know they're just there for the one time and they're not gonna come back. Like I get that vibe. If I don't feel the vibe, like I'm not gonna really bill you like that. I'm not gonna really show you like do this or do that. Like as I said, I'm not greedy or whatever. And sometimes people, I even have a couple of friends that say like, yo, you shouldn't be like that, like, you know, but that's just me. Like I don't care. Like I know there's always gonna be money. You know what I mean? Like money comes and goes. If you want to be greedy, like that's your prerogative, you know. I'm not like that. Like I want to help people. Like I want to see people, like my people that I know, like go past like what they're doing now. You know what I mean? You know, if they can't find it themselves, like I don't mind. I'll tell you. Like I've told him a couple of things. Like, yo, you should go here. Like I don't mind that, man.
Yeah. Like something for me is like I did my last summer. Like I've been at the arena beside Derry and Goy where the McDonald's is. And I mean, like it's hot, it's stuffy. There's like, we tried to pilot youth programs there. It didn't really work out well. And I got a summer student. And I'll be honest, I'll be real. Like at first I was like, oh man, like now I gotta make sure I'm here. You know, when the student's here, like it's more, I was looking at it like a chore, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I could just like ease out of these 2 months, but I use the opportunity to build her up. Cause I'm like, you know what? When you're in your element doing your thing, but you're also passing that on to someone, or you're building other people up. Not only is it building your networks, not only is, and I'm not saying you just do that for a favor in the future, but you feel more engaged in your work because it's like, I always say this, like you could be like a great whatever, but like to manage people or to lead people is another skill on its own. And even practice. Like I seen you have some live stories where like there's some kids even behind the desk helping you out.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's super dope. And it's something I want to encourage these young people too. Is like it's like seeing people successful doing stuff like that. So like I really rate you for that because
thank you, bro.
I mean the fact that like you will honestly tell someone, be like, I remember one time me and my boss came in and you're like, I could do it at this price, but I'm just being honest with you. This is what I can give you. And like, if not, you can go here. And I'm like, okay, like that's honesty. And I'd want to buy from you more at a premium rate of what your product is worth than go to someone who's just going to give it to me at like an assembly line rate. You know?
Yeah. So that's how it is. That's how it is in some of the businesses that do this type of stuff. Like some people, you just say you came in, you're like, yo, I need this done. I'm not going to name any names or whatever. Let's say you go to this place and you're like, yo, I need this done. They're just like, all right, cool. Throw it on the shirt and don't really care like what it looks like or not. No creative aspects to it. But like I don't like that. Like I don't want to give you something that's like you don't like. And if you don't like it or I didn't like, let's say do it properly or whatever, like I'll fix it, or like I'll even tell you like, yo, sorry about that. Like next time I'll give you a discount or I'll get you a free shirt or whatever the case may be. Like
you feel some attachment to the work because it's for art, right? Like, it's something that you've created with your hands, right?
Yeah,
so it's like you feel some type of way about it.
Definitely.
One of the things I like about you too is even I was just scrolling on your page last night and like you don't just have like young clientele. Like you had like there's that guy that had like the Guyanese, the Florida hat. Like that was so dope. And like he came and he was so excited. Like I rate that. And like you're even doing.
Oh, you like that picture last that I seen? Yeah.
And then you're even doing like the vinyl for stores in the mall. Like that's cool. Like return business even within there.
Yeah.
I think that's dope because like sometimes people get so like everyone says find your niche and do that, but like it's like money is money and also like jobs are jobs. But like you're also extending yourself because you're doing different things.
Exactly. Right? I try to do like. I didn't even mention it in the write up or whatever, but like at one point I was doing tattoos as well.
Oh wow.
So as of recently, like I picked up my briefcase with all my tattoo supplies and stuff, and I gotta start this, man. I gotta get this going again because I've done like maybe 15 tattoos so far, and like I love doing it. And it's mad profitable. Like crazy.
What's your favorite tattoo on you right now?
My favorite tattoo, I got a tattoo on my leg, and there's a little backstory to it. I wanted to tattoo myself, so I was like looking online on what should I do? And I have this fascination with like things above, like the universe, the sky, clouds, birds, stuff like that, wings. So I'm looking and I see, let's just say, you know, when you look for a picture like, oh, birds, and you maybe, I don't know if it's only me, but usually I'll just be like, on the first 2 pages, I'll find something.
Yeah.
I actually went through like maybe like 21 pages or something like that. And I found this bird, and it was by a Russian artist. I don't even remember the artist's name, but I just saw the bird and I like fell in love. It was pretty much, it was very artistic. It was colorful. It looked like a neo-traditional tattoo type style. And the bird was flying, and there was like arrows going through the wings. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like some people try to shoot down this bird and it's still flying. And then I came up with this, concept called Still Flying, and it was design I made, and I got my boy Kedre to kind of vamp it up a bit. And hopefully soon we can drop those. And a couple people wearing them right now. Like I didn't even have one. I thought I did, but it's pretty dope. Like the design is like, it says Still Flying here, and then at the back it says still, and then there's 2 wings with the arrows going through it, and then flying at the bottom.
And that's the one on your leg right now.
Yeah, that's the bird on my leg.
That's sick.
So yeah, that's probably my favorite one, only because of the story. Like, cause I've been through a lot. You know what I mean? I'm still here.
I know a lot of people who have like multiple tattoos. Like there's a story and there's a meaning behind it too, right?
Yeah, so there's always cool. there's a meaning. There's a meaning on every single one of my tattoos. Like I don't just get them like just like that. Yeah. Even this design here, it's funny. I was doing my this was my second tattoo, and I tattooed this on my leg, and I messed up. Oh, and like you know when you're writing on a paper and you're and you scratch it out, like I did that with a tattoo gun.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So that's on my leg right now, but like I don't.
And I mean it's hurting you at the same time.
yeah. So that's like I guess like that's a thing for me, man. Like I love that type of stuff. Like there's always a story behind everything. Like even this one here, my boy Kedra, the same guy that helped me design, like he started tattooing.
Is that a panther?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he did this himself, and that was probably, I think it was like his 4th tattoo.
Yeah.
So even that too, like I like people that just starting out tattooing to tattoo on me.
Yeah.
I'll be a canvas. It's a story itself, you know. If I mess with you, like I'll allow you to do that. It's not a big deal.
So speaking of like, you know, different types of people coming and getting your gear. You had the 6th dad himself, Norm Kelly, rock one of your hats, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that story, how that happened.
Man, that was crazy. It was first, like I remember I was downtown with my son's mom, and we just went to a sushi spot, and I basically was doing, I don't know if you know the Raptors graphics I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was doing Raptors
like
graphics.
The gunshot, right?
Like not even just that one. Like do you follow my FPD graphics page? Or
I follow both.
Yeah. So that FPD graphics, if you scroll down, you'll see them. Whatever. The Raptors are in the playoffs, so I would take concepts like when they're facing the
Cleveland.
Stuff like that, and Milwaukee Bucks. Like I had a deer in headlights.
I seen that.
Stuff like that. So I guess he saw it and he reposted it and put it on Twitter. And then I seen on Instagram, and I'm like, to be honest, like I'm not into politics and stuff. I just know that guy's like, a lot of people mess with him. So I was in the car with her, and I was looking, and I was like, yo, this guy reposted my stuff. Like I was so giddy, yo, and I was like, I kept on like refreshing my page, seeing it, and then people started following me. It was getting crazy, and I'm like, yo, I gotta keep on doing this. So I kept on doing it. Next playoffs comes, I'm doing the same thing, and he does the same thing. And then I remember I dropped this graphic of Donald Trump, and he was wearing the hat that I made or whatever, and it says Canada has been great.
Yeah.
And I just did a graphic. I wasn't even gonna do hats. So Norm Kelly DM'd me. He's like, are you guys releasing these? And in my head I was like, nope. And I'm like, yeah, we're releasing these. So then he's like, oh, do you mind sending me one or whatever? So I made a batch of 20, send it to him. He put it on like the same day he got it. He put it on. He's like, new hat alert. Tag me in it. Yo,
instant marketing right there.
Crazy. Like,
wow.
I didn't have a website at the time. I made a website because of all the people that were getting at me. And even that he did that, the amount of people that are getting at me, I'm like, I'll sell this for 30. Oh, I started selling for $40.
Wow.
And that's the most, I think that's the fastest product that ever sold, like ever, that I ever did before.
Yeah.
And then it just sold out, and I didn't even make no more.
Yeah, I like that because sometimes you sit down and you're like, okay, let's look at this business plan. Let's be intentional. And it's like sometimes you just have to ride the current wave that's happening, right? So
man, I'm just starting to do that stuff now. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like I've never really wanted to make. I just go with the flow.
Yeah,
like, that's just me.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older and starting to see like how business goes and stuff, like you have to, you know what I mean? You have to make a plan. You gotta just like you, like you think about like what you're gonna ask and stuff beforehand, make a plan like to do, ask the questions, whatnot. Like I feel like you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's getting there, but it's got me this far, you know, just going with the flow. But like I said, I've run into some situations where I'm like, shoot, I wish I planned this out. I wish I did this. I wish I wrote it on paper.
For sure.
But yeah.
So with your company where it's at now, obviously, like I don't want to be like the typical interviewer and like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? But like, if you could, like, without giving out too much, if you're already planning some stuff, where would you want to see Fly By Design like develop into? Like, what's some goals for you down the road? Like, are you looking at like multiple chains, or like what's the plan?
Yeah, like exactly the same way T-shirt Time is modeled. Like they have a T-shirt Time in Bramley. They have one in Dixie Outlet Mall. They have one here. I eventually want to do that, but like I don't want it to just be a custom T-shirt store. Yeah. My plan originally, and when I was in Kids in the Market, that's how it worked out. And I partnered up with this guy out there. He had a store. Some of them I want to have like just straight customs. Some of them want to have like, yo, you can go there for customs and tattoos. Some of them I want to have straight just FBD stores with just FBD clothing, my clothing line. Yeah. Things like that. But I definitely want to branch out and have multiple businesses. I even past this, it's very far fetched. Like maybe the next 10 years or stuff. Like I definitely want to get into real estate too. Like, awesome. I see how that's moving right now, and how people are doing with that. And I'm like, it's good money, but I can't take on that right now. Or even like, I'm not even like researching. I just know that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like I want to flip houses, do stuff like that.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of your favorite quotes is, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure," by Marianne Williamson from the iconic movie Coach Carter. Yeah. So what does that quote mean to you personally? Like, why did you resonate with that?
Well, when I first heard it, all I thought about was like the fear of like being good. Like even for me, I didn't even mention when you're talking about I was getting popular off of these Raptors graphics. Like the NBA was like my thing. Huffington Post was like emailing me, asking me if they can post pictures, like stuff like that.
Crazy. It
was mad. So, and with that, and then the popularity of the shop and people coming in, like I had this like breakdown when I went home. Like I was like crying, like I was like, holy, yo, this is too much. Like I can't do this, and I got mad. I don't know what the word is. Like I don't know, it was anxious, whatever the case may be, but. I didn't like the attention, and
really,
seriously, I didn't like the attention, and I just stopped, and like I didn't do it no more. So it kind of is like that fear is so powerful, man. And it's like I'm not scared that like, oh, I'm not gonna do good. I'm scared like I'm gonna be too powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that being said, though, I'm trying to overcome that. I'm trying to overcome that right now as we speak. I'm getting better at it. You know what I mean? I wasn't always like that, but I don't know. As of recently, it's just, man, that day was crazy, yo. After I was done at the shop, like I even closed early, went home, like I was breathing heavily, like hyperventilating and stuff like that. My son, I was with my mom's son at the time, and like I was hugging her, and I'm like, yo, like I can't do this. Like the amount of people and like people messaging me and telling me, I didn't want that.
Well, you know what? We look at, and I'm not saying this for you, but like for instance, me, like I'll look at I did my research on like GTA podcasts and just even other podcasts, and I'm like I want that engagement and that reach like them. And then I'm not saying I'm popping off per se, but I'm like, even like big people are reaching out to me, and I'm like, you think you're gonna feel a certain way or you're gonna react a certain way, but I'm just like, yo, this is real. Like I can't BS this anymore. Like I always like, you may see like a show that looks cool and like executed well. Like you were telling me, you're like, yo, it looks dope. I'm like I'm always nervous when I start this thing. Like I'm thinking about like, man, I bombed that question, or I was just, you know, saying something stupid, but I'm like,
no, you're doing
like,
good.
But you know what, I was having this day where I was super stressed. It was like right when my I was finishing like my last essay of my master's, and I was editing, and I'm like, you know what, man, I'm at episode like 13. I'm like, some things are starting to sound redundant. I'm like, you know, what's new? Like I have to grow. And I'm just like then I actually started editing. I didn't even start editing yet. And I'm like, it's funny when you're in your element, how you remind yourself of like why you're doing this again. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, like Basir was speaking facts. I was speaking facts. And I'm like, sometimes we can think ourselves out of greatness, and we let what happens in our mind instead of actually doing it. We already like play it out like I'm that kind of person where I'm like, I play it out like a movie instead of actually just doing it. I convince myself beforehand even starting something, and I'm like, nah, like sometimes you just have to do it and be consistent and like go back at it. And I think sometimes we fear failure, but I'm like I saw something interesting the other day. Like someone's like, failure doesn't exist. It's just, you know, you tried it and you're starting something else different now. Like if there wasn't stuff like that, then if you were always successful, you get complacent, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes those dry spells or like those moments where like we lack creativity or just inspiration, it helps kind of restart our system. It's like when the computer's not working, you got to just like hard reset it, right? Sometimes we need those moments, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I like to ask on the show all the time is, if any, what role has faith played in all of what we talked about for you today?
Well, I believe in faith, not in the religious sense, just as in like everything will work out. Yeah. Everything will work out for the good. That's how I think. That's how I try to think. I used to be religious. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say religious. Like I went to church and stuff, and I believe in God at some point. But at one point in my life, the faith just went away for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, pretty much that's it. I'm not that religious, but I don't down anybody who is. Yeah. And I appreciate and respect that, like they have a belief in something, in something, whether it's God, whether it's this, but they have a belief. You know what I mean? And that's respect enough. Yeah,
because I feel like sometimes when our own effort and our own doing is not getting us somewhere, sometimes it's like for me, it's like sometimes I need to rely on something bigger than me, because I'm like, I can't explain the situation. I don't know how to do this. And it's like, for me, that's my outlet. For some people, it's like, yoga, or for some people, it's whatever. But it's like finding that thing that like is bigger than you, because sometimes like it goes back to your point about being too powerful. But sometimes I think if we think so highly of ourselves, we forget that like when I went to Portugal one year and like all the waiters, like I'd expect them like, oh, this is a tourist area, they're gonna know how to speak English, and they're just like, nah, like I don't speak English. Like we think we're the center of the world sometimes, and sometimes it's good to like feel like you're a small person in your small area, and you're not as all jacked up as you feel you are sometimes. Yeah, you're right. But like it's good to see that like we all play a part, right? And sometimes that's what settles me, is like, there's something bigger than me, and it helps me kind of come back to center. You know what I mean? Yeah. So last question before we go into rapid fire: if you could go back in time, what would you tell grade 9 Sheldon just about to enter high school? Like you got into the Back to Future DeLorean, and you're like, you could tell him one thing.
One thing? Would it be?
No, like what would you say to him? Like you had a little
conversation
spiel.
or
what would you say to yourself?
I'd probably say stay more focused. Figure out what exactly you want to do. Save money, definitely. That should have been the first thing I said. Jeez. Save money. Oh my god. Because like in high school, like I probably made a good amount of money, and like I just blew it. Like my friends would want to come to the mall, and I'd buy them like each boxes of Moga's pizzas. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go to Soup Play and buy them like shoes, or like
there was like Radio Shack. I was buying like PSP games.
Yeah. So I would definitely say like save money and don't give up. Pretty much. Like there's definitely gonna be some crazy hard times, and just prepare yourself. Yeah. But yeah, I actually wish I can do that and go back in time and tell myself that. Yeah. That's not going to happen. Yeah. It's a good question, actually.
I would have told myself, stop. Don't ever buy your next girl a Pandora bracelet, because those charms add up. Like, it's like $1,000 of my hard-earned money on your wrist there, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. All right. So we reached that point in the episode where it's rapid fire. So first thing that comes to your head, you ready?
Wait, hold on. Okay.
What was that?
I don't know. I just
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
All right. Advil or Tylenol?
Neither.
Ooh. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Toronto or Saga?
Toronto.
Throwback question. Back in the old Westwood Mall days, where was your go-to, s'il vous plaît or ecstasy?
Come on.
Neither.
No, s'il vous plaît.
Okay. Favorite design you've ever done?
Shoot.
I guess it was that bird, but I mean like maybe
not really, because I didn't really I did it, but like I got somebody to amp it up. But favorite design I did is probably be Legend of Making.
Oh, like the one Elijah's wearing right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Screen print or DTG?
Screen print.
I had to get Jonathan to help me with that one.
Sick. I rate it.
Illustrator or Photoshop?
Illustrator, man. I'm getting that tatted.
Real graphic designers know it's Illustrator. Yeah. Who either in the clothing industry or graphic design industry was one of your inspirations? Like they could be an IG person. They could be like an
inspiration,
or like a fashion designer or whatever.
I don't know, man. To be honest, like
you did your own thing.
I did do my own thing, but someone I did look up to, like in a business sense, was my boy Ross. That's probably awesome. Not at graphic wise, like just myself.
Awesome. Top 3 rappers of all time.
This guy's gonna laugh at me for this. For me, Meek Mill.
Okay.
I would say Drake. And like, does it have to be a rapper? Like, I love Weeknd, fam. Like, he's
The
sick.
Weeknd is like, okay, I was never. Forgive me if you're like a follower and you just drop off the show now. Like, Michael Jackson's talented. I didn't really rock his music back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in an offensive way, right? But I mean, like, I feel like The Weeknd is our generation's like Michael Jackson, 100%.
Come on, you hear Dirty Diana?
Yeah. 100%.
It sounded like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Come on, that guy's talented.
I've never done drugs, but when you listen to that song, you just get like in a trance. Like any song from him, you feel like you're like you're right, like high in like a music video.
Yeah.
But why is his videos always about like some Asian girl and it's like there's like I don't know, it's like always so artistic.
It's true, yo. Trust me.
Favorite place you've traveled, local or international?
Favorite place I traveled, local or international? I would say Niagara Falls, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really got out of Canada that much. I just been to Cuba and Jamaica, but Niagara Falls, dope.
Favorite book you ever read or are reading?
Favorite book? I don't really read that often, to be honest. But I started like that 48 Laws of Power. That was pretty interesting.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I couldn't even tell you. Like, I've read books before, like from start to finish, but not stuff that are like notable.
Yeah, for sure. Favorite song that you're listening to right now?
I can't even pronounce his name, but it's a dancehall artist. His name's Raijin King. Okay. He has this song called Learn and Tough. This guy knows, like, I play that every day, man. That's my track.
Yo, I like the fact that you play music in your shop too.
Yeah.
Who's one person that everyone should go right now and follow on Instagram or check them out? If you could have a recommendation beyond you.
Damn, I was gonna say
I'll give you your plug.
Man, there's too much, man.
Like one person who's like doing something dope that you respect.
There's a lot of people.
All right, name like 2-3.
2-3. I would say, damn, I don't want to say certain things.
Just name some.
Yeah. I would say follow my boy Ross. Follow Blamo. My boy Franchise, Teddy Franchise on Instagram. Blamo's Insta Blamo, or was it?
We'll drop it. Don't worry. I'll get all these guys.
Ross's is We Print You Want. He also has the West Side Co. On Instagram as well. Chrisari's Instagram's pretty funny.
His captions are like,
yo, he doesn't even put those no more.
That's I don't know, and like his hashtags.
Yo, like he used to put some crazy hashtags, like 21 picture, that's crazy. Even my sister too, like she's dope. She's a dope artist as well. Hers is Art by Ty. Yeah, if I forgot any, like I'm just blank right now. But sorry about that.
Favorite. Oh, my bad.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Favorite Saturday morning cartoon when you were young?
Saturday. I didn't really watch cartoons, bro, but like I used to watch like City Guys and Saved by the Bell. You remember that show?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
City Guys. Like, yo, that was a sick show, yo.
So it's a huge, like, controversial question. Caribbean Star or Mr. Jerk?
I don't want to be rude.
Everyone's like walking on eggshells with this question.
I'll be honest with you. Neither of them.
Neither, really? Where's your place? Where you go?
To be honest, I like well, I'm not really a fan of like oxtail. Like when my mom and my dad make it, like it's good. I'll eat that up. But I really like for real good jerk chicken. I like going downtown to Kenton Market for Rasta pasta.
Okay.
Have you ever been there before?
No. I gotta try it. Why am I on this show, man?
Come on, man. Yo, there's really good. Like I like theirs. I haven't really, to be honest, like I even told Chris and Blamo, like we went down there one day and I haven't tasted any jerk chicken better than that so far. And they cook it from the drum too, so
nice.
That's amazing.
Nice. So if you could say, like, obviously there's multiple people that might have been an influence on your life, but the most influential person on your life, first person that comes to your head.
My son.
Awesome. If you could go back to a single point of your life, what day would that be? If you could relive it for one day.
Relive a day?
Yeah.
That'd probably be this time I went to the Weeknd concert.
Oh, the Legend of the Fall one?
Yeah.
That one was dope.
Yeah.
I told everyone who's gonna bring Drake out. You can't come to his city and not bring out Drake.
Yeah.
That's the one where they had like Ray Shremmerd, those guys, and then Belly. Is that one?
No, I don't.
Or was it another?
No, I think it was another one. He came and I forget which tour it was. It was the Madness or whatever.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Okay, so I probably went to the most recent one.
And like that was like my favorite. Like is my favorite artist. So like someone took me there and like I probably had the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. And there's this one part like it was on camera too. He made flames come out and like I was singing the song. I'm like, do you know how to? And then boom, and I'm like, oh shoot! And, like it was caught on camera. Like it was a good moment still,
like the effects are sick at the.
If I can go back, like it'd probably be that moment. So,
if there was a movie on your life, what would you want the title to read?
Yo, you're sick. Yo. The Trials and Tribulations of Flyby.
And if they couldn't get you to play you, what actor or what person would you want who would capture you the best? It doesn't have to be a lookalike. It could
Denzel.
Be Denzel. If you could,
this guy's tight.
If you could have coffee with anyone from any point in history, dead or alive, who would it be? If you could like pick their brain, have a conversation with them.
A coffee?
Or whatever
Could
your
be a
choice
glass
of
of liquor.
Whatever you want to drink.
Okay. And who would it to bring back from life?
No, like just to have a conversation, dead or alive. Like it could be whatever. Like it could be Malcolm. It could be like a grandma, or it could be like whatever.
Yo, why you doing this? Shoot.
Whose brain would you want to pick? They could be alive still too.
Damn. Yo, this guy's gonna laugh at me again still, but I just want to get in his mind and think, other than the drugs and whatever, but like his creativeness, like The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Like, I've always wanted to like sit down and chill with him.
Because he doesn't do interviews.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
and
true.
that too.
That'd be an interesting conversation.
Before it used to be Drake, but like now
it's The Weeknd.
It's not one of those.
If you could be any animal, what would you be? What's your spirit? Animal. Is it a panther? What's your spirit animal?
Nah. My spirit animal? Damn. Yo, these some good questions, bro. This is definitely not rapid. Like, I can't even... Damn. Just because of all the stuff I've seen them do in, like, videos, like, I would want to be a lion, bro. Those things, like...
That's, like, the most common... Okay, I'm going to be real. That's the most common answer for black guys. I want to be a lion. I don't know why.
I'm not black. I'm a mulatto.
Okay.
But yeah, they just look vicious and things as well.
Yeah.
That would probably be the only one. I've never got asked these questions before. Like, you're sick for this.
My bad. Name a song that puts you in your feelings. Like, when you hear it, you think about the girl on the sandbox from grade 2.
Yeah. No, I'm joking.
It's going to be another Weeknd song?
Yo, I don't want to be that guy still. I'm not going to be that guy still, but I like that song. Oh, shoot.
Mine's Marvin's Room by Drake. Like, that literally makes me think of like every breakup ever.
Oh yeah,
like literally I listen. Yeah, I don't know.
Yo man, I'm telling you right now, just because like me and my ex used to listen to like Weeknd all the time, like every Weeknd song,
every Weeknd song.
I swear, every single one. But the one that gets me in the feelings the most, I would say, is like, I think it's called What You Need. I like What You Need. Yeah.
If you were stranded on a desert island, what 2 things would you want with you? If you had to pick 2 things.
My laptop and my son.
Since you're into clothing and fashion, what style did you rock that you look back now and wish you never rocked? Everyone said that the XXX shirts, but I was just
about to say that now, but like people do that now.
It's true. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll never forget it. I probably still have a picture, like I can even plug you so you can see it. My mom bought me this, and I thought it was so cool at the time. So this was my whole outfit. Pretty much a baseball jersey that was like Jamaican colors, green and yellow, and it said Boston, and it wasn't even a real Boston jersey. What? I had like one of those dragon pendants with the chain.
Oh my god!
That you get from the machines, and then like the matching shorts, and then Fat Farm shoes that were like Jamaican colors.
That was like you just shopped at the flea market and just put everything
pretty
together,
much.
right?
And I thought it was so dope. Like I wore that all the time.
Oh my gosh!
Like that was like sick to me.
What job would you be horrible at?
I'll be honest with you, if I had so much jobs, like I think I'm horrible at every other job than what I'm doing right now. Like I've had, even in the write-up, like I've worked like 15 plus factories. Like I can't stay at jobs, bro.
Yeah. When you die, what would you want your biggest legacy that you leave behind to be? I know I'm like asking such deep questions in a rapid fire, but I don't know. I like it.
And I was supposed to be like, you know, flip. My bad, yo.
The Boston jersey. That's my biggest legacy.
Can you? Yeah. Imagine. I want to leave that for my son.
And that I love The Weeknd.
Yeah. Like, I don't
like when you die.
Yeah.
What would you want people to say about you when they remember Sheldon? What type of person would you want them to remember?
That I wanted to have the best life for my son. That like I put a lot of people before myself because I love the people I'm around.
Yeah.
Like all around I was like a good guy. You know what I mean?
I like that.
I wasn't like a a-hole.
Lastly, so if your life was a book, what's the title of the current chapter of where you are in your life right now? If you could put a title to it. What encapsulates, or I don't know what, I'm just making up a word. What captures the current chapter of where you are in your life right now? If you could put a title.
The chapter?
Yeah.
The title? Stop effing around.
Stop effing around. All right. So you survived rapid fire. And it's guest corner now, so it's your chance to plug anything you want. You can plug you can plug other people, and maybe just like a last little word for our listeners and our viewers. The mic is yours, sir.
Okay. Well, if you guys can all follow my Instagram, this is like this is like the overall page where I put the custom clothing on there, the graphic designs, even stuff from my clothing line. It's Fly By Design Shop. That's FLY. Oh, you're gonna plug it in. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Fly By Design Shop. For my graphics page, it's FBD Graphics, and then for my clothing line, which is a bit of on standstill right now, but trust me, there'll be some content. But that's FBD Clothing. I'm also on Facebook too, Fly By Design Shop.
Yeah.
If you guys want to come to Malton, I'm in Westwood Mall. The address for there is 7215 Goreway Drive. I'm Unit 1C17. Come by, like even to say what up or whatever. Like I don't really mind. But something I can say to the viewers is, for just relating to myself, like being an entrepreneur or whatever, you can't expect things to like go right the whole like all the time. There's gonna be times where, as I said, you're not gonna make any money. It's not all what people say. Like maybe on Instagram it looks away. Like some people have told me, "Oh, yo, you look like you're doing good." Like da da da. Like I'm doing good because I'm here, I'm surviving, I'm doing my thing. But it's definitely hard. It's rough. And if you are an entrepreneur, do not get into it if you know that like you're one to be like, oh, I'm just gonna give up, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna invest time in something, like invest the manpower, the strength, like all that stuff, your mind, whatever the case may be. Don't give up. For sure. I know there's gonna be times where you're gonna feel down and whatnot, but you can't give up. If you're doing something for yourself, whether it's for people, that's the main thing. And I try to tell myself that all the time, because like I said, I am going through some stages of life right now. So it's like I gotta tell myself like, yo, you're doing this for somebody. Like even not if my son's above me, but even if it's not for my son, like for yourself. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do something for yourself. Yeah. But yeah.
All right, so that wraps it up for our show today. But before you go, I wanted to give you a word of encouragement, because I know a lot of people who are on the show are working hard, and sometimes they don't stop to hear it. Like you're probably getting a lot of DMs like your stuff's dope, but
for sure.
I just wanted to give you a word of encouragement. And firstly, one of the reasons why I support you and why I wanted you on the show is because I always support people who put Malton on the map. We've talked about it in other episodes about the stigma of Malton and how this, like, people talk crap about Malton. They don't respect Malton. And I'm like, you know what? The same people who are like, oh, shootings happen in Malton, they happen everywhere else, right? But it just gets, because we're so condensed. Like when people say, like, I think I was watching a video from, I think, Jermel today, and he was saying, like, he's from Malton, Ontario.
Jermel Kennedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I'm from Malton, Ontario, Canada. You don't say I'm from Mississauga. Like,
yeah.
You feel like you're an area. So
right?
for people who put Malton on the map, I respect you for doing that. Yeah. How you've demonstrated not only to not only to adults, but to young people that you can profit from passion is something that I really respect, is because it's something I want to do. Like I always have this idea. I'm like, we need to have programs or even just facilities that teach kids the non-traditional arts. And I think you having that blueprint and showing kids and even involving them, even being an example to your son, like that inspires me, because it's like, you love what you're doing, but you're also being an example every day by doing what you do and being consistent, right? And even in the hard times, you're still staying, with it and showing people that, you know what? I mean, money might not always be consistent, but I love what I do, and that's at the core of it. So I respect you for that.
Thank you.
I think your desire to build up others, without feeling threatened, like I was talking with John today, like we need people like that. We need people who aren't threatened but want to like kind of pass on the torch or just mentor people, because it's almost like like you're not just concerned about like putting food on your table, but you're also trying to build up others to see, like your boys, other people, like even shouting them out, like you know that like it's not just about you, but it's like you're about your team and your squad too. So I think a lot of people are very like, if they're entrepreneurs sometimes they're very like, it's all about me, but I see that in you, that you're trying to build up other people and support people. So I respect that about you. And I think in a redundant culture, you've uniquely developed your own footprint. Like I've seen a lot of clothes stores, but like Fly By Design is unique on its own. It's not just any other clothes store. Like you got so many things doing on, not just any other graphic design company. Like you have so many things going on. And I mean, I'm excited to see where it expands. Like maybe Fly By Design is going to do on the spot tattoos one day, you know, like I'm interested to see that. Like, so,
me too.
And just lastly, your hustle, bro. Yeah, like, man. Like you're just a living, walking an example to people of how you can profit from passion. So I big you up, and I really appreciate you being on the show today, bro.
No, I appreciate you having me, bro. Trust me, man. I like, as I said before, like looks like everything's like so well done. Like I said, I was talking to this guy, and I'm like, yo, this guy has the quotes of like people saying stuff, like keep the logo on there. It looks dope, man. I mess with it, yo. Trust me, it's good. I mean,
like I said,
bro.
you're an example, and I'm like, I think I would be foolish to think that I would not shout out people or big up people who've been a part of that process to inspire me. And we could be doing different fields, but you, like I said, you having a blueprint of you could be successful from passion showed me that I could do something too, right? So I just wanted to sincerely thank you for being on the show today. And just keep doing you. And I'm excited to see where Fly By Design continues to grow, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it, bro.